Welcome back to another Prairies Ranch Farm vlog. This guy's Aaron, and thank you for tuning in, my friends. Well, it's been a hell of a nice winter so far. We have been very lucky. We had a few skiffs of snow, but then the weather warmed right up, it melted, and it was brown up to yesterday. But now we got another skiff of snow. I'm gonna imagine this one's gonna stick around. But with that said, it hasn't frozen up enough to bring the cattle back and wean them for the winter feeding program. So we're gonna wait about another week of cold weather, then we're gonna bring them back. But in the meantime, we gotta go out there, we gotta go cut some ice, make sure the girls can safely access clean water out in the swampy, marshy spring areas, and then we're gonna feed them up while we're at it. Why the hell not? So that's enough chit chat, Aaron. Let's pitter, patter, and get at her. Woo! Oh yeah, this is all carryover hay, so this would all be good. Well, with the temperatures the way it's been, it hasn't been a really heavy feeding late fall, early winter type scenario. So we've been getting away just with a bale or two per group of cattle, broken up on clean ground. We fill their feeders up with some canary reed grass, some rougher, a little bit of wild hay we made this year, good. But they're not getting overly spoiled. You know, basically they're maintaining condition. We don't expect them to gain condition, especially if some of them have those calves on them. Some of the calves aren't sucking them on, but there's still a few that shouldn't be, that you see sucking the mother. And those cows that are getting nursed are still not in the condition you want them in yet. So we do have to, it is in our best interest as well, the cows and the calves, to get them weaned from their mothers very soon. So let me know where you are and how is your winter going so far. It's been really warm out here. We have no snow. Hopefully we get a nice little blanket of snow to insulate the fields, because if it gets really cold out, those crops are gonna get hammered. Those hay crops, I don't care what kind of crop it is, it's gonna get frozen. But if we get a nice insulating blanket, that could be okay. All right, cut the twines off this bale. It's a nice second year, 2-year-old field bale. But you can sure tell the difference between this year's field hay and if you compare, maybe in the next video I'll put a bale side by side and show you the difference between the same bale from the same field, because it's just really long. It's just really long and coarse, and they just don't like it as much, bottom line. Even when it's fresh off the field, they weren't crazy about it. But for all you slackers, if you're enjoying these PSR videos, go hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, show Aaron a little bit of love. Everyone needs a little love once in a while. Oh, there's the girls. They're chewing on some rough bales, we left them. On this little hay rack we'll drive by in a second, I put 3 canary reed bales from this year. It was cut fairly early. Actually, they ate a lot of it up, so I might move this. This is just on a little homemade wooden hay rack. We'll move that and spread around for bedding. But they ate lots of that, surprisingly. In their feeder, there's some decent, actually some decent feed. Looks like they got about a bale left. I'll break that up, mix it up. But they'll be good with that. But this is a nice field bale. We'll break this up on some nice clean ground. But first we're gonna go cut all these girls and their calves some ice. Typically I would just bring my axe, but I don't have it with me. I brought my chainsaw, so I'm gonna use that. But this is the area. Let's give you an idea. That's where the cows are. That's where the water is. So nice open area. There's ground all the way up to here. When they're here, I only cut the hole about foot square. That way they can't get stuck in here. The water's about 3/4 of a foot deep here. It's not really that muddy. There's a decent bottom. The water's clean though. You can't be too shallow because the water won't be clean. You can't be too deep because you don't want these girls going into a deep area. Secondly, you don't want them pushing. You don't want something to get stuck or drown. This will never happen here. Worst case scenario, you might have, you know, maybe they slip, hurt their joint or something. That'd be a pretty bad scenario, but knock on wood, it hasn't happened yet. But let's get at this. we have it. I marked this one with an orange pail just because these are this is the younger crew. Some of them might not know the process. Most of them do though. But we have lots of water this year. There's lots of water sitting around. So I gotta make sure this is open. I check every day. And you know, like I said, if it does get really cold, I'll have to cut it open a couple times a day to keep them hydrated. But in that case, it'll probably be almost time to bring them back anyways. So hopefully by next week and a half, I really do want to get these girls back home and in their winter feeding quarters and winter feeding program essentially. But there we go, one down, 3 more to go. Let me know what part of the country you're in. Do you ever do anything like this? I don't know, we've always done it like this. It's minimal work. At least the cows and their calves are in a clean, dry pasture rather than, you know, knee deep, belly deep in a bunch of manure. You know how it goes, right? So, especially on these years where it doesn't get cold quick. You know, it's been very mild. It's actually ridiculous up to now. It's not often I'm wearing a long sleeve in December doing chores, so. We're gonna break up this bale that was in here, fluff it up a little. Oh, there we go. Falling nicely, kind of into the feeder. As luck may have it. Beauty. So this hay rack was left out here for about a week. I think there was 3 big canary reed bales on it, so. I'm not gonna fill those up today. I'll fill it up probably tomorrow. I'm just gonna spread this around for some bedding. I'm surprised, they actually really utilize this feed. As feed, I should say. I'm surprised. This last year's canary reed though, I'm basically just using as bedding. It's just way too coarse. This stuff this year's good. It is made nice and early. So. These are all our younger cows. They still have calves on them. Some of them are nursing. They still are in good condition for how big some of the calves are. But we've been feeding these girls pretty good. These girls get fed up a little better than our senior herd. Just the fact they're younger, they need more nutrition. So they've been getting a little bit better feed. In their feeder, I'll break up a alfalfa grass bale for them, mix it up with some of the, you know, wild hay. But then they'll get a field bale hay to eat off the ground, such as this, every day. So anyways, on to the next one. We're gonna go grab another bale and we're gonna head out across the road and we're gonna go break up a bale for that crew, and we're gonna cut ice. But their ice is way out in the marsh because it was hard to find a spot that wasn't muddy and then a spot that wasn't too deep for them. So little nose lickers. Well, we're taking the big herd, nice bale. This is actually a decent bale by the looks of it. So rather than breaking it up and then cutting ice, I'm gonna go cut ice, then I'm gonna break it up after I get the ice opened up. So I want to make sure they all drank today. It looks like it might have iced up a little bit, but these girls have been keeping their ice hole open. I guess there's constantly an animal going, just keeping it kind of flowing, eh? So I see there's a couple in there right now. Yeah, so we should be okay. So you might be wondering like, hey Aaron, how does that one hole water your crew? It does, it waters this herd. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm good with it. If you keep that water hole open, they don't all rush at the same time. But if I was to make a big ass hole and just say it froze up and I come and cut it, they'll all push, and who knows, you could find a calf stuck in there. Right there, it's a little deeper. Right over here, it's that's about not quite 2 feet of water, which isn't bad. That's not bad. But if you go this way a little bit, it gets really deep, and there's a ridge here, and then on the other side, that's where the springs start. And that's where it gets really dicey. So it's in our best interest to keep a small watering hole open here. I did have a second one opened up over there. We'll go check to see if they were using it. I doubt it though. It looks like they were using this one. Yes, ladies, I'm coming. Oh, there's water here. Where did I cut? I cut up over here. Yeah, over here. Yeah, this one's not open. They weren't using this one. No, they weren't even using this one. But this one's a little bit deeper. Yeah, so that's okay. Right here it gets a little bit mucky underneath, so that's all I need is a calf or a cow stuck in here. Well, let's go feed these girls up, and yeah, that's the marsh. That's their water fountain. So these girls will be brought back probably the same day the heifers are, and calves taken off them as well. Calves here are even bigger than the heifers' calves because these veterans, they're our money makers. This is the cream of the crop right here. Hello, my girls. Yes, yes. I just spotted a calf that looks a little chewed up here. Let's take a look. It looks like it's got a bleeding ear and some cuts on his back, maybe. I hope I saw it wrong. It's this black calf. Look at these black calves right here. Right over here, this guy. Yeah. His ear is bleeding and his back has some fur missing. Right on the hind quarters. What does that sound like to you? That's a problem out here. You know, this year there's problems with predators. I don't get it. I'm gonna imagine it's not a wolf, because I'd imagine a wolf would have taken him down. That's a big calf though. That's a big ass calf. Could have been a bear. Apparently Dad saw a big bear, a big black bear, a male, by himself by where the neighbor had some corn, a cornfield. So it wasn't hibernating as of a week and a half ago. So we always got to keep our eyes open for that. That could be, maybe it got stuck in the bush. I gotta look a little further if I can get closer to him. It doesn't look like there's any open wounds. I'm not concerned about infection or anything, but I'm gonna check them all over when I feed them. I'm gonna drive around with them with the lights and make sure there's no more issues. All right, I fed them up on purpose into 3 little rows so they spread out a little bit. So I'm gonna try to do a little drive around with the lights, and hopefully we can get an eye on all of them, make sure there's no other injured looking calves or cows for that matter. like I said, it could have got caught up in some branches, it was in the bush or this or that, but I don't know, it seems kind of weird to me. It's not bleeding from the back, so it's not horrible, but let's try to, hopefully nobody backs their thumbs into me. It's eating. The calf's eating, so it can't be that injured, but still. Well, that is it. I am throwing in the towel. The girls are fed, they're watered, they are happy. It is time for me to say goodbye until the next one. So cheers for Prairie Sunset Ranch. We're gonna catch you very soon. And remember, keep it sexy, you beasts and beastettes. Bye for now.